All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode for the In the Hot Seat podcast presents rapid fire news, and I wanted to do this as its own video, a special video on this because this is something that basically threw me off guard. I wasn't expecting it to happen out of all the releases, and it wasn't really a release in a way. They actually basically asked for and were granted to have it happen like that. So basically getting into the inspiration, aka the iconics on this, and one of my favorite women's tag teams, definitely for sure, whether it be WWE or Impact Wrestling. And I really thought they're actually, especially being on Impact and everything, first time being on the Indies, I thought they were doing very well for themselves. And it was definitely something different. I never would have expected them to see them outside of WWE like that before. So it was definitely something really I wanted to see and to see what they were gonna be doing next, and I look forward to it. And ever since having the different name and everything, what they were gonna call themselves, and the inspiration is just as close as it is to the iconics name and everything. So I thought that suited them very well. Being able to watch that and then being able to have their new song and everything and new music video too at the same time, just building up to everything at that point and being able to have their debut on Impact. And ever since then, I thought they would be able to stick with Impact for as long as it would be able to take them and to see what would happen with that. But fortunately, we were able to actually see them basically step down from the ring, and it looks like they're most likely taking a break, from my understanding, which is definitely understandable. And I can see them actually handling their podcast. I can definitely see that. I definitely recommend it. I know I was able to watch quite a few episodes of Off Your Chops. I highly recommend it, and one of my favorite podcasts as well. I haven't seen any new episodes recently, but I do recommend it if you haven't checked it out uh, already. And I figured too, not only that, with them doing a lot with WWE and as well, uh, quite a bit that they did on Impact Wrestling and everything. I'll do like basically my top five favorite matches of theirs from both sides. Basically, I was able to actually meet them last year at WrestleK, which is really awesome. They're really cool to meet, so I highly recommend them. If you haven't met them already, they're really cool to meet and everything. So I was thankful to actually have that, and it was really nice to be able to have that moment too as well when I met Mickey James too as well, and a few others for last year. So that was really cool. But in terms of like favorite matches, there is quite a bit. I made it up to like five. I actually went back and rewatched an actual playlist that WWE likes to do, and they were able to have the iconics moments and everything. And there has been a lot of moments, especially in WWE, whether it be in NXT or the main roster. So I have it down with this for number five. The iconics, Bailey and Sasha Banks, definitely for sure during the time of the pandemic and everything, right in the heat of it and everything. So being able to see that, those were like the two teams definitely that got me through the pandemic at that time. Being able to see them go head to head, which is really cool. Number four, I think this one is definitely high up there on the list for sure. When they returned home for Super Showdown, being able to be there for their friends and family, and being able to go up against Naomi and Asuka and actually win there, that was really something to see and well worth it. So I felt like that was something that had to be on the list and everything. I wasn't too sure what to put there because there was so many moments and everything now that I think about it. So I feel like that definitely deserved it. Basically on the top five list, winning the Knockouts tag team titles, obviously, and being able to go from WWE to Impact to be able to win the Knockouts tag team titles for the first time, definitely on the list for sure. I feel like it deserves to be, and that was awesome to see that. And I feel like we were basically gonna have them win it back at some point. But I'm sure whether they go back to Impact or go back to WWE, which I'm sure they will eventually, whenever they decide to do, then we'll see what happens with that. Uh, the next one, where we have the Elimination Chamber, the women's tag team one, definitely for sure being able to have that going for them with all those women's tag teams there for the first ever women's tag team Elimination Chamber match. I felt like it was definitely important and special there. Uh, and for the first one, as WrestleMania 35, obviously winning the women's tag team titles are definitely my number one favorite moment of theirs, and being able to see that actually happen, even though I didn't actually physically go there to WrestleMania, but watching it at home, being able to see that was really awesome, and I'm happy they were able to get the women's tag team titles and at WrestleMania. So, that was definitely one of the achievement moments, and I really enjoyed that they were able to do that. So that made me happy to be able to actually see that happen. So that's it when it comes to the top five list. There's been so many other moments and everything that they have been able to do, and I'm sure they'll continue to do whenever they do come back. So we'll see what happens with that, and hopefully we'll get to see them either back in Impact Wrestling, WWE, or who knows where else, what happens with that. So again, it does suck that they were able to basically, in a way, kind of like take a break out of that for pro wrestling for right now. So I look forward to see what they do next. So those are basically my list of favorite matches slash moments. What are yours? Definitely, I'd love to hear your favorite iconic slash inspiration moments. Definitely in the comment box. Another episode here for the In the Hot Seat podcast presents for rapid fire news for this special one. So I was excited to do this. Being able to make the list and everything. So I do hope we get to see them back eventually in the ring at some point. So with that being said, this is only for video format for this episode once again. Until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video, whenever the hell the next video and podcast may be. Until then, I'll see you then. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week. See ya and peace.